Okay guys, today we're doing a carburetor on a Homelite 45cc powerstroke. Only place I've ever found this carburetor is on Amazon. eBay doesn't have it, nobody else has it. Amazon, I'll put that in the description below. It's a full kit. It's carburetor, fuel lines, filters, everything you'll need to do this job. It's on Amazon. It'll be in the link below. In the comment section. Alright, so first put your chain kill all the way out, and then take these 3 screws out. Those are T25s or flatheads. Cover off. Another T25 here. Take the filter off. Now we've got this off. You'll see that you can't get to these screws here and here to get this off. We're going to have to remove the handle. So we're going to take this T25 off, this T25 off, and then there's one more T25 in here. You access it through this hole right here. Now we're just going to pull this around. We're going to pull this one around. We're just going to flop the whole handle out of the way. Just like that. It's all nice and out of the way. Alright, now take these 2 T25s out. T25 is the type of screwdriver. It's a torque screwdriver. T25s. Pull this rubber boot out of the way. Pull this choke arm out of the way if you can. You know what? I might take that out after I get it out of here. Remove this throttle arm. Just comes up, comes out, and then remove the fuel lines. Oh, look, that just fell out now. And then remove the fuel lines. They had this hooked up wrong anyways. This fuel line is the return line that blows out. That should go straight in the tank. And this goes to the fuel pump side of the carburetor, so that's where the fuel comes in. This is why this thing didn't run. They put the fuel lines on wrong. But since the customer did it himself, I'm giving him a new carburetor and everything anyways. And we're going to hook this up correctly so that you guys know how it goes. They had this line hooked up to the carb too, so they had in and out of the primer ball and nothing coming out of the tank. So we're going to push down on this tab and this will pop right out. You can just grab it with a pair of channel locks and rip it out. We're replacing the primer ball. Remove the gas cap. It just pulls right out. Blow everything out of the tank with like an air hose, or swish it around with some clean gas. Just make sure this is clean and dry. Cut your fuel line into a point. Go into the right hand hole first and get it in about 1 inch. Alright, just kind of, after you get in about 1 inch, just kind of line it up to the primer ball area and then cut it off. That's your return line. That's going to go to the long end of the primer ball. Cut a point in it, stick it in the left hand hole. The reason I do it right hand and left handed, I don't know if you can see it in there. Let's see if I can see it right there. There we go. So you can grab it with needle nose. If you do the right hand first, grab it with the needle nose, pull it down the inch like I told you, it's a return line. Now you got the left hand in, you can grab it with needle nose and pull it right on out the gas cap, and the other line won't be in the way. Once you get it out of the tank, you cut the end of the hose off level, and then you stab the fuel filter into it. Now you just turn the fuel filter around, shove it inside the tank, and just make sure that it's sitting inside on the bottom. Like this one is not, needs to be adjusted. And alright, now I got it kind of right there, but it needs to be on the bottom, so pull the line back out a little bit. Boom. That's right on the bottom. Nice. Nice. Now you're just pulling back out. So that line, the filter line, is going to be the intake to your carburetor. So you see how the carburetor sets in. So it only has to go to about this area right here. So you just figure out what's going to be around that area and then cut it off. So left hand line is the intake, right hand line is the return that will go back to the primer ball. Okay, so we're going to install the primer ball. See, there's 3 notches We're gonna, 2 notches are these tabs. The 3rd notch is that little nubby thing next to the short one. So you're gonna put it in like that, push it down until it clicks. Okay, so primer ball is in. The long one is return. So the right hand is going to go to the long one. Now suction is going to go to, see, this is a fuel pump. So, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so the suction side of the primer ball is going to go to the one that's opposite of the fuel pump side. This is the diaphragm side. The closest one to the diaphragm is going to have the suction on it. So we're going to put this line down in here. It's going to be where it goes to this primer ball. So we're going to cut us a short piece that'll reach those 2 pieces. So what I did is I stabbed it on there first, and I stick it in here and kind of guess how long it needs to be. Somewhere around that long. Now I'm going to stab that onto this part of my carburetor. And then this part of the fuel line goes to the bottom one, which is the fuel pump side of the carburetor with a single bolt right there. Now I've got all the fuel lines hooked up. I'm going to hook up the throttle cable back on to there. Just like that. Put the choke arm in and get it in that slot. And then I'm going to take my air filter assembly, set it down in, and get my bolts back in to hold the carburetor in place. Make sure that you've got the gasket on the back. That's very important. The kit comes with a new gasket. Just make sure that gasket's there. Once you got it tightened down, check and make sure that your choke is going to work and that your throttle is working as well. So you got nothing bound up. So now we're going to get the arm back in place. I'm going to set this one under here. Get this one under here. And we're going to get this side underneath this side. And then make sure you get this spring over on this side all at the same time. And then we'll try to get them all tightened in. Go ahead and stick the rubber boot back in place. Then put on the air filter. Sets in just like that. Tighten it down. Then go ahead and put the cover on. Alright, so then I take the brake back off, put gas in it. Gas cap, you just simply bend this and it'll push right in. And you bend it, pop right in. And then you're done and ready to go. Alright guys, that's how you do the carburetor. All the parts will be in the description below. Carburetor, fuel lines, filters, everything you'll need. I think it even comes with a spark plug. It's on Amazon. I'll put it in the description below. Today's t-shirt will be in the description below as well. If you want me to wear one of your company shirts, I'd be more than happy to give you some free advertising. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, show me a little support. Peace.
All right.